It was an international occasion, held in Phuket, and it was crucial to Thailand's image that the ASEAN meeting succeed on all fronts. Happily, the July meeting of foreign ministers was clearly a big success.
Along with many delegates from all the major Asian nations and observers from other countries too, especially the Pacific Rim, the world's press is here at this meeting of ASEAN. It's being chaired by Thailand this year, and it's a most important and significant meeting, one of the major occasions that brings the leaders in this area together for meetings formally and also informally. It's being held here at the Sheraton Hotel, which is part of the Laguna Group, on this wonderful lake, one of a series of lakes by the bay in Phuket.
Adding a real touch of political star power was the arrival in Phuket of Hillary Clinton, now America's Secretary of State, her visit timed for discussions with the ASEAN foreign ministers. For the conference organizers, it was a brilliant exercise in international diplomacy, interwoven with the demands of the international media, constantly seeking photo opportunities. And all of this formal activity, a background for resort guests, who continued to enjoy their holidays.
Natasha, not only all of these delegates, I mean high-powered ones, but high-powered regular guests too.
Yes, yeah, we still do have guests in the resort, and as you can imagine, a lot of them are very excited to expect the arrival of such a prolific statesperson as Hillary Clinton. Yes. Everybody was very excited, and we're running out of the resorts to catch a glimpse of the Thai Prime Minister Kasit on Monday. So all in all, the guest reaction that we've had from having the event here at Laguna Phuket has been very positive.
What are the regular guests doing while the delegates are coming and going in their fine limousines?
They're catching a glimpse, yes. And if they're not out and about, they're still continuing with their tropical island holiday, sunbathing, pool action, dining, sightseeing. It's a challenge for the operations staff in the hotels, obviously, because meetings of this scale takes a lot of effort, from everything from room service to the GM. Everybody's involved and very hands-on, but you have to really concentrate on your existing guests as well, and make sure that they don't feel that they've been left out of the occasion.
Right. And maximum security for everybody.
Yes, maximum security. I think most guests and most Laguna Phuket associates as well, and local residents, have been comfortable with the extra security, and I think we've all taken on board that it's understandable given what happened when this meeting was supposed to. Yeah, absolutely. So we want this to happen. We want this to happen as smoothly as possible, and we want to put Phuket back on the map. We want people to come to Thailand. We want people to feel secure and safe.
And Phuket very much back on the map, right?
I think so. I think this event has done wonderful things for Phuket, and I think it will establish the brand again abroad.
While access to meetings was strictly reserved for ministers, ambassadors and other delegates, the electronic age also meant immediate access to discussions and resolutions for the assembled media via extensive camera coverage. In addition, ministers and delegates were able to give press conferences, leading to one interesting situation when Hillary Clinton and the North Korean delegate planned press conferences in the same period, leading to a press scramble when the North Korean relocated to another corner of the hotel. A little later, Mrs. Clinton arrived along another corridor.
Hello. Clearly a highlight of the ASEAN conference being held here in Phuket is the arrival for a day or so of Mrs. Hillary Clinton, who is the Secretary of State for the United States. America, of course, not being a member of ASEAN, not being an Asian nation, but a very special observer, and Mrs. Clinton's presence here today has been long awaited and is warmly appreciated.
Let me start by saying we've had a always a very productive session for Phuket.
I want to take this opportunity to discuss the situation in North Korea and our efforts here in the ASEAN Regional Forum to promote security in Northeast Asia. Yesterday, I held consultations with our allies and partners in the six-party process, and this morning there was a very good discussion with the ASEAN nations and regional partners. I was gratified by how many countries from throughout the region spoke up and expressed directly to the North Korean delegation their concerns over the provocative behavior we have seen these past few months.
At her press conference here at the Sheraton Grand in the Laguna Estate in Phuket, Mrs. Clinton has answered very seriously a good number of questions from the assembled world media. But she has been received as a celebrity in Thailand wherever she's gone. For your coverage, and for Thailand for that matter, the arrival of Hillary Clinton obviously is a very big deal.
Yes, I mean, Hillary Clinton is a big name, and being a Secretary of the United States under an administration which is sort of getting world publicity everywhere, it is very important. And she is the United States is a key player, and Hillary Clinton came to Phuket saying that, quote, the United States is back. In other words, it wants to re-engage in Burma after what it says has been a sort of a lapse, a little bit of neglect from the past administration.
Yeah, so it's been a newsworthy event. No protests that we're aware of, and would you sum it up as very successful for Thailand?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's been no protests, and I think the organization has been very good. I've been to a lot of these conferences, and often my colleagues and myself too sometimes complain about the organization, about this and that, but I've heard very, very few, in fact none, no complaints. And I think in terms of Phuket, it's probably given it a boost, because I think this morning Mrs. Clinton sort of gave a statement which I think will be used by Thai tourism promoters forever and ever. She said Phuket was the most beautiful place on earth. So what better advertising can you get?
Yeah, coming from one of the most famous women in the world, too.
Right. So I think that Thailand will be quite appreciative of that, and I think it'll be a good deal for them.
The ASEAN-sponsored meeting of foreign ministers went very smoothly, focusing international attention on the Southeast Asian region, with Thailand as a responsible host, and Phuket in particular as a fine destination, be it a political summit or a holiday in the sun by the Andaman Sea. To view more of my videos or to contact me about perhaps participating in your projects, please visit rodmcneil.tv.